Tell us about a breakfast, because I think the cool thing about the Soul Train cruise, different than other theme cruises, even though I haven't been on any, but you've been on a bunch of them, is that you have an opportunity to talk to people who are in the business and who are working on the ship and who are part of the band and everything. So tell us about your experience.
Well, no, I just sat down to have breakfast, and we saw Chuck and Bruce, which are two of the directors for a lot of the video or all of the video that happens on the ship. In line, they joined us for breakfast and had very, very informative conversation. It was very, very nice.
And the thing is, like, they have these amazing backgrounds, and they
Yes.
both worked on all these TV shows and movies and
Chuck
worked in.
worked on the Cosby Show for 5 years and worked Happy Days and all of those Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, and just a wealth of knowledge. And to have that type of, expertise and professionalism on the cruise to work, the production piece is pretty impressive.
You push my glasses.
Sure, let's push them up. There we go.
And I was talking to Bruce, and he's worked at Sony. He's worked on different shows and movies, and he knows all the people in the business. And it's just it's so cool that not that we're like normal folk. I mean, we're not normal,
That's true. We are kind of boat celebrities. That is
but
true.
that we have access to people who we normally wouldn't have access to, and they're all such. All the people I've met have been great.
Super friendly. You don't get the standoffish, feel at all. They're just, I mean, because they are just regular people, right? But they're very accommodating, very friendly, and you learn a lot. You'd be surprised at how willing they are to just talk to you about, their experience and everything. It's great. But what I found fascinating too is that in my conversations with Chuck, he was just as interested in what I do and my experience as I was in his. And so that's the mutual type of respect and openness is what makes it special, I think. He was very
True.
fascinated about being a military person and everything. So
Well, everybody is fascinating with Kelly, so she's kind of popular in her own right.
guns, bow, no.
I don't want to show her up, so I'm not going to show you mine just yet. We'll just wait.
Yeah.
10.99 pull-up sister.
You got me on the pull-ups. What can I say? You got me. She has a lot less to pull up. How about that?
So let's talk about the jam session. So last night, tell us about it. You were there early. I was out, doing my thing, kind of socializing a little bit.
No, it was awesome. The spontaneity I love. So Sheila E. decided to come in of her own volition, and because we got rained out.
Oh, that's a big word. Yeah.
Because we got rained out at the pool to do a spontaneous jam session. So she had all these musicians on board on the stage. She called up Howard Hewitt and, of course, the master himself, Dougie Fresh, and they turned it out. It was
Turn this mother out. Are you with me? Oh, So Dougie Fresh was up there, and I was just like, wait a second. I was just talking to him a second. He's like, I'll be right back. And then he's up on stage doing his thing, and no rehearsal, and it's just improv to the max. And then there was...
He rocked it. He rocked it. It was very, very, it was awesome. So then towards the end, they did When the Saints Go Marching In, the horn section, and then they just circled the whole audience, which was pretty awesome, and everyone got in behind, and it was great. It was very exciting.
It's so inclusive, and Dougie Fresh just turned that volume up in terms of the energy and the whole crowd, and it does feel like a family when you say.
Absolutely. And Jolene and I have had opportunities to even become engaged in the process, me being the mic passer, us being the designated question askers, and then also the doo-wop girls for the Fergusons.
Do you tell us about our parents with the Fergusons? Because that was a nice little impromptu.
So we came out of dinner.
I almost fell.
Fredamondo, all right.
Sorry for my language. But.
So we came out of dinner, and they were performing, and they had about 10 people there because Smokey had his big show, and everyone was kind of sitting very pleasantly. And, Jolene and I jumped in there on that dance floor, and we became doo-wops. Leslie came down between the two of us, and then next thing you know, we got people dancing. So we brought it yet again. We constantly bring it. What would they do without us? I don't know.
When's your show? When's your duet show?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna fit that in. Actually,
Yes. True.
I may be fitting that in tomorrow with Keith Ferguson accompanying me and singing a very special selection. So yeah, we're making it happen.
And I'll be behind Kelly. Go ahead.
Yes.
You front.
Yes.
And I'll be like, do up. Hello. we haven't practiced that yet, but that's coming. Just wanted to give you a little cameo. Jack is the guy who told me to put my phone away.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that. What did you mean by that? And did you like you say like, you know what, that girl, she's gonna get in trouble.
Well, I saw you and I thought I took an instant disliking to you. No, I'm kidding. No, we were during our boat drill, so, we had to keep very safe and make sure you were listening, which you weren't. So, which I'm sure you were working on this, but that's fine. I made it work, and then you got straight to it. It's fine. But I hope there's no, hard feelings. I just wanted you to be safe, really. It's because I cared.
So where are you from?
I'm from England, although people always think I'm Australian, which... isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I'm just not Australian.
What
So
part of England?
I'm from England, mate. Yes, I'm. You're making me sound like the Artful Dodger from Oliver. Oh, Huntingdonshire. I'm from a place called Portsmouth, which is right at the south of England, where there's loads of boats. So now I work on a cruise ship.
Oh, who figured? Right? So
I'm the mic passer now.
I know. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Okay. What?
Do you like what
It's
you
a lot
do?
of fun, yeah. And it's a lot of fun, and it's even more fun this cruise because Soul Train are on, and it's such a good diverse and so much fun. Oh, if you're lucky. Oh, I'm gonna run away now. I think.
Are you getting in trouble? He's not getting in trouble.
This is my boss.
Oh, look.
If you want any good dancers, you look no further. I'm just saying, I taught him everything he knows. Hi, yeah. I'm his boss, but we're partners in crime.
So where do you hang out on the ship so we can get this dance thing going? Because I know you saw us, out there doing Dougie, and we were just getting it.
Oh,
So
no, you won't see me. I was getting it during the wobble. I was like, oh! I was there. You should have seen me. You were missing out. I was at the back hiding.
There's still time.
Okay. Well,
There's still time.
We'll definitely look for you.
Cool.
Look
Sounds
for
like
us.
a plan.
Absolutely. Always. We're the party people, so it's always good.
It's Taylor and Jack and Kelly hitting on these young white men, so which I have not seen before. Whoa!
Listen, you're buying a ticket to the wrong bus. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Yes.
If I go British, I don't get skittish. Is that?
I think
She'll explain to you later. Yeah.
that was really funny. That was really funny. Yeah.
Okay.
You get that, right? Do you get that? Okay.
I was just trying to be funny.
The conference reporter. So I'm Jolene, the conference reporter, and that's Lamont there. And I try and build people's egos up a little bit. So I report on the conference reporter and share with them all the fun that we get to have, right?
And people actually watch the videos from last year because we did this last year. So we're kind of little boat celebrities, maybe you should say.
You're a ship celebrity. That's ship with a P. You're a ship celebrity.
Celebrity. That is so much grander, right?
Because ships hold boats. We have lifeboats on them. And if you say boats, if you're the captain here, you say boats. Call this a boat. Yeah, here, make you walk the plank. So.
We would dance the plank, though. We'd be working the plank.
That's a great idea. Maybe you should just do that.
Jolene, the conference reporter, here on the Soul Train with Kelly,
Yeah.
the feature of every day, actually. So you had gone to the women's program. Tell us about that.
So the women's only talk this year was Denise Williams and Sheila E. No men allowed. And it was an intimate conversation. Got to know both of them a little bit better. Was able to ask a few questions, and it was very enlightening. And it was great to have a women's only kind of little snippet of the day, to where we could just kind of talk girls' issues, if you will.
And the thing is, because the ship is 90% women.
And you would be surprised, even though it's 90% women. So if you take out the ones that are married, it's a smaller pool, I guess, but it is still way, I think, maybe 4-to-1 ratio is my
I think
estimate.
there's actually 10-to-1. And then if you take the guys under 50, there's probably 3. And then you take the ones that are single, maybe that's 1. I'm gonna find him first.
Yeah,
I'm just
she's
saying.
finding. She's on the hunt. No man is safe.
No, I'm kidding. But and you asked a really great question. I can't remember what it was, but and maybe it stays on there. But tell us about your feelings of hearing her answer, hearing Sheila E. answer.
I was actually very surprised. So my question dovetailed one of the answers that she'd given previously. A lady had asked her to sign a piece of intimate apparel for her husband, and so that she could take it back to him. And Sheila said, "If you would have asked me that in 1984, I would have done it." She said, "But I'm way beyond that now." So then my red flag went up, like what there was something pivotal or something that happened that caused her to change her perspective, and that's where I brought the question. I wasn't expecting the answer that I got. She really opened up and gave us an inside, I guess, view of her personal struggles and some of the things that had happened to her when she was younger. So, yeah, it was a revealing question, and I'm glad that she gave us that access, and shared, because she could have just shut it down like she did with so many Prince questions. Read the book. But no, it was great. It was a good question.
It's so great that she could be authentic and share with us, because there are lots of lessons in there, and lessons about family and her relationship with her father, and with church, and like
overcoming and getting to a point where she really had to face some of the things in her past, which made her the person or the woman that she is now. So good life lessons there, and to hear it in a very authentic, genuine presentation was great also. Yeah,
and there's just a lot of connection points and things that we can learn. And Denise Williams, she is spunky. She's got a lot of character.
Spunky grandmother, let me tell ya.
I don't know how much time I have left. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have fun, and you need to have fun too, because this is the only life that we know that.
She speaks her mind, and I love it though. I love it. I think, and that just goes to show you two different paths in the industry, both being women, but taking two very different paths. Denise had shared that she arrived in California with $17 in her pocket, and I think a 17-month-old and a 4-month-old or something like that, and that's how she started. Versus Sheila, who grew up, around music and playing with her dad, and then just kind of made that transition. So it was a good contrast, I think. Yeah.
And I only caught the tail end, but they're both. So Sheila E. has her book, and I think she's already sold out. She seems like a fascinating woman. And then Denise, so she will have a book to come at some point?
Correct. She said she was going to write it. She said and I quote, that she had to wait for a few more people to die so that she could be perfectly honest with what she was going to present in the book. So, yeah, I think she's waiting on some folks.
She's such a character, really fun and real and like earthy and just super spunky. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And another thing is, let's see, Sheila E. She's going to start Feel Good TV, which talks about positive news.
Yeah.
And we've talked to several, or at least I have, about other people that should be on there and partner with her.
Yes. It's not just news; it's positive programming. So the shows, the news, cooking shows, and just the whole scope, but more family oriented, and that was what I think she was getting at. So yeah.
So I'm loving like all the things that we learn, not only about the people, but just lessons that we can apply to our own lives. So this is not just dancing. I mean, dancing is in there a little bit.
Get it in when we can fit it, and we just do our little solos. We just go off in the elevator, and walking down the hall, walking through the bar, you hear a song, it just hits you, and then see right there. Yeah. You make me feel brand new.
That's not going to be in there.